So my Jeep developed a squeak, and I would hear that over bumps. And so it was starting to make me nervous. I was searching underneath, checking all suspension components, looking for any loose parts. Turned out it was my rear door. One day I just bumped into my rear tire and noticed that the hinge was wearing out. Today I'm going to install a product that should fix that problem for good. Okay, so what I have here is the More Ride heavy duty Jeep hinges. They're for the tailgate. I bought these from Just Jeep, not sponsored by either company. It's a heavy duty hinge, stainless steel bolt, replaceable bushings, which you can apparently get at any hardware store or most. It also has a Zerk fitting, so it's greasable. Should give you a long life, and like I said, it can be rebuilt. Also has 4 holes, which I'm sure drop the weight, because this here feels like it's about 3.5 pounds. But these are also used for mounting accessories that are also made by the same company. You can get a high lift jack mount, rotopack mounts, and so on that would attach to this hinge. Here's the hardware, stainless steel hardware, anti-seize lube in with it. Instruction sheet. They also have a good video online for showing the install, which looks extremely easy. They have these 2 decals here, which when the factory hinges are installed on the Jeep, the Jeep's primed, they're installed, and then the body is painted. So there is a section of primer from what I want to see. So these here cover part of that, hide that paint, which is good because we're still in winter and it's too cold for me to paint anything right now. Let me get the other hinge out. The hinges are in good condition. They're really well made. One problem I notice on both is there is a chip in the paint. So that's the spot that's going to be visible, and we use a ton of salt here. So that is a bit of concern for me. So I will put some touch-up paint on those before I install them. But before I lose any light, let me get these installed. One other chip right on the lower side of the hinge. Not too excited about that. They were packaged very well, so my guess is those marks happen before they were packaged. So that is it. That took a little longer than I was planning on, but on the top hinge there was some rust. So I was kind of expecting that, hoping not to. The bottom was fine. So what I did is, even though I said it was too cold to paint, I actually sanded and Scotch-Brighted the area, cleaned it with alcohol, warmed it up with blow dryer, and then I used some trim clad rust paint, and that will protect it. That will protect it now and keep that the salt and everything off of it, and that should protect it. At some point I'm going to have to take that off, clean it up, and make sure it's done really well. Do that in the spring or summer when it's when they have nicer weather to do that in. So this is the upper hinge. You can probably hear. So that there is the one that was causing the major problem. It's definitely playing the bottom as well. So that one was starting to fail. Yeah, it was, well, I'll note that hole for the gate hinge, the gate section. Yeah, they're both obviously wore out. Knew that to begin with. So the product themselves, the door closes solid now. I like that. My only complaint would be there were a couple marks, actually 3 marks on the hinges. 2 were at this edge, which is the outer edge, and these have a plastic cap, so it's not as much of an issue. But for the mortar ride ones, that's actually the one exposed area for those 3 body bolts. There was one there, one mark down on the edge, the bottom edge of one of the body sections. It was just 3 or 4. So anyway, I touched those up with the trim clad rust paint as well. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that because, like I said, we use a lot of salt here. That would be the reason for that rust there, and I do not want those rusting. It's just gonna look bad. Like I said, these are covered, plastic covers. The plastic doesn't look amazing, but you clean them, they stay looking decent. You can't see most of the hinge, so everything's good. Now these ones here, if any rust develops on them, you see it right away. Have to take care of that. But for the hinge itself, it's solid. You can see how this is more like a C-channel. The other ones are boxed in. They appear to be strong. It's holding that door tight. I mean, the brand new, the better. But we'll see how they hold up. I will report back with any issues I have with them. Or if not, I will report back summer or maybe 6 months to a year and let you know what I think of them. I'm going to have to grease those up now, and I'll keep them greased and keep an eye on them. So thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.